In this session, we will talk about medically important mosquitoes. This blood-feeding arthropod is not something new to you or me. An arthropod is an invertebrate animal having an exoskeleton, segmented bodies, and pairs of jointed appendages. In parasitology, mosquitoes are known as the vector for disease transmission. A normal mosquito's bite in a disease-free population will not lead to disease transmission. Probably, it will lead to skin allergic problems individually. A disease transmission will occur when a healthy person was bitten by a disease carrier mosquito that bites the disease carrier. On the other hand, a bite in population prevalent for vector-borne diseases such as malaria, dengue, filariasis would affect the health status of a population. A population with poor health status will reduce the productivity. It is difficult to ensure continuous productivity when your citizens take regular medical leaves. Therefore, pathogen and vector controls are important measures in the healthcare system of a country. Now, let us go into the introduction. There are more than 3,000 mosquito species worldwide. They are grouped into at least 28 genera. There are 4 important genera associated with vector-borne diseases. Under the family of Anophelinae, we have Anopheles that transmit malaria and filariasis. Under the family of Culicinae, we have Aedes, Culex, and Mansonia. Aedes associated with the transmission of dengue, chikungunya, and yellow fever. Culex associated with the transmission of Bruggen filariasis, Japanese encephalitis, dengue, and yellow fever, while Mansonia is associated with the transmission of filariasis. A mosquito bite might induce local dermatitis or even systemic reaction in sensitive person. A mosquito may act as a mechanical transmitter. For example, it may carry eggs of flies to human. The infestation of the larva into human body may induce myiasis. Mosquitoes are varied in size. Their size usually range from 3 to 6 mm. It has basic body parts of the head, thorax, and abdomen. 3 pairs of legs. The features that help in distinguishing between male and female mosquitoes include the antenna, maxillary palps, and the external genital at the end of abdomen. The mouth part is known as proboscis. Mosquitoes has wide field vision that help her to look for potential hosts. The antenna is a sensory organ that could sense vibration. The antenna of a male has small hairs to help it to hear from the female winning sound. The palps of mosquitoes is a sensory organ for the detection of chemicals, such as carbon dioxide, releasing from animals or humans. This would guide female mosquitoes to its host. The mouth structure of a mosquito is known as proboscis. It is covered by a layer of protective sheath known as labium. The proboscis consists of mandible, maxillae, hypopharynx. They are needle-like structures that step into the skin during blood feeding. Now we will look into the differential characteristics between Anopheline and Culicine mosquitoes. In terms of egg, the eggs of Anopheline are laid horizontally and singly. The eggs looks like boat shape with lateral air floats, and they do not form ruff. A bundle of 40 to 100 eggs can be laid in fresh and clean water. For colicin, the eggs are laid vertically and singly. They look like the shape of cigar, without lateral egg float. They could form rough gathered in masses. A bundle of 200 to 400 eggs can be laid in dirty water. Among the 4 medically important genera, the eggs of Aedes are the only one that can withstand desiccation, means under dry condition. In terms of the larva stage, Anopheline are the surface feeder. The larva head lies horizontally parallel to the water surface. They have palmate hair on the abdomen and they have no siphon. On the other hand, colicin are bottom feeder. The larvae head hang downwards at the angle with the water surface. They have no palmate hairs on the abdomen and they use siphon for breathing. For the pupae stage, the Anopheline have short and apically broad breathing trumpets. They are palmate hairs on the body, while colicin has long and apically narrow breathing trumpet. There is absence of palpate hair on the body. For adult mosquitoes, Anopheline rest at an angle to any surface. There are dark and pale scales on the vein of the wings, which are arranged in distinct blocks. The colicin rest at more or less parallel to the surface. They have brown or black scales on the vein of the wings, but do not arrange in blocks. The male and female mosquitoes can be differentiated based on their antennae and palps. Male mosquito has palmose or feather-like antennae, while the female mosquitoes they have pilose, hairy antennae. For Anophilines, the palps and proboscis of the male and female mosquitoes are about the same in length. The male palps are swollen at the end. For colicins, the palps and proboscis of the male are about the same length but not swollen at the end. For female mosquitoes, the palps are much shorter than the proboscis. This table summarizes the attribute for the comparison between Anopheline and colicin. You may download the PowerPoint and look into the details later. This diagram shows a complete life cycle of Anopheline and colicin mosquitoes. It begins with the male and female mosquito mates shortly after emergence from the pupae. A female mosquito must take a blood meal from a host to obtain the nutrients necessary for the development of eggs in the ovary. After the formation of fully developed eggs, a mosquito lays eggs in a variety of water sources, ranging from small containers to vast marshland or swamp areas. The mosquitoes lay eggs on water in batches every few days. The eggs float on water surface for 1 to 3 days until they hatch to form larvae. The larva stage is always aquatic. The larvae shutters from the subsurface where it feeds on microorganisms such as yeast, bacteria, or protozoan, as well as on decaying plants and animal materials found in the water. The larvae move to the surface again to obtain oxygen through a snorkel-like breathing apparatus known as siphon. For Mansonia larvae, this enables their siphon to be inserted into the roots or stem of aquatic plant, so the Mansonia can obtain the oxygen through the plant. In contrast, Anopheline larvae do not have a siphon. The larvae shed their skin 4 times as they grow into full size. In the tropics, mosquitoes can complete their larva stage in only 4 to 5 days. The pupae stage is always aquatic. The pupae do not feed, but they spend most of their time on the water surface, taking air through the breathing trumpet. And the pupae stage usually lasts 1 to 2 days. The pupae will hatch into adult stage after the maturation, and the mating process continues again between a male and female mosquitoes. The habitat of mosquitoes include aquatic and land. The aquatic habitats are usually the breeding place for eggs, larvae, and pupae. In running water settings, such as river or freshwater swamps, which is unlikely to dry up, you might see the presence of anophelines. While in transient water settings, such as flash flood or containers, you might find Aedes, as these species can withstand desiccation or temporary dry conditions. The land habitats are the place for adult mosquitoes to hide and rest. The mosquitoes prefer dark, poor ventilated, and humid places such as swamp vegetation area, tree holes, and forests. All adult mosquitoes feed on nectar or honeydew of plants to get sugar, and that provides enough nourishment for both male and female to survive. But females also need to produce eggs. To create eggs, the female mosquitoes need protein, which they get from the blood of animals. There's only a few species of mosquitoes can store enough energy during the larva stage to produce eggs, and when they are adult, there's no need for them to get blood. The blood can come from humans, mammals, birds, reptiles, or frogs, although most mosquitoes have a preference for a specific host. Some live near humans, they bite humans, while others choose livestock or animal first. During the hunting process, mosquitoes use their eyes to spot movement. Their eyes are photosensitive in detecting infrared emitted by the warm bodies. The antennae are sensitive in picking up carbon dioxide in human breath at a distance of 25 to 35 meters. The maxillary pulp between the antennae pick up the odor of oxytocin or other chemical released in human sweat. The attractants of mosquitoes includes the following: carbon dioxide, the presence of lactic acid in our sweat, dark color clothing, or fragrances, or nice smell. Mosquitoes are cold-blooded animals. They cannot regulate their body heat and temperature. The mosquitoes are active year-round in the tropics. In temperate climates, adult mosquitoes enter hibernation during the winter. Some kinds of mosquito, their eggs are hard and can survive in the winter. Their eggs submerge under the ice and hatch in spring when the temperature turns warm again. Okay, that's all for this session. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you.